Vachaya Namo Namaha. Devi Satyavijaya Namo Namaha. Vrinda Devi Tosi Maharani Ki Jai. Now let us offer our respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishya devotees of the Lord, who are just like desired trees and can fulfill the desires of everyone, and who are full of compassion for the fallen.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Madhava Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavalabha Girivanadhari Navalabha Girivanadhari Gopi Janavalabha Girivanadhari Navalabha Yasodanandana Brajagana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajagana Ranjana Brajagana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachadi Yamuna Tira Vanachadi Vanachadi Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jabihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavalabha Girivanadhari Janavalabha Girivanadhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivalet Hari Jana Vallabha Girivalet Hari Yatsura Nandana Brajagana Ranjana Yasoda Nandana Brajagana Ranjana Nandana Brajagana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihare Radha Madhava Kunja Bihare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihare Madhava Kunja Bihare Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Bhagavacharya Satarya Satashishimad His Divine Grace HD Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Gauda Vaishnavinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Sakho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Shamakon Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Vrindavan Dham Ki Mayapur Dham Ki Navadvip Dham Ki Jamuna Mai Ki Ganga Mai Ki Tulsi Devi Ki Bhakta Devi Ki Shri Shri Radha Golokananda Ki Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to see Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevayam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevayam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevayam. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 74, text 37, and we'll read 38 too. And whoever given class tomorrow, this dialogue ends at 38, and then it switches to a question, and then probably one of the popular verses that Prabhupada quotes a lot, and about what to do when one hears blasphemy, or this negative stuff. So that we'll transition into that tomorrow. So, Brahmarsi Svetan Desan Hitvate Brahma Varchasam Samudram Durgam Arishta Badhante Dashyava Praja Brahmarsi Sevitandarsan Hivaite Brahma Varshasam Samudram Durgam Ashriya Banhate Dashyava Praja Brahmarsi Sevitandesam Evaite Brahma Varchasam Samudram Durgam Ashriya Banhate Dashyava Praja Brahmarsi Sevitan Desan Ahivite Brahma Varchasam Samudram Durgam Ashriya Bhadante Dashyava Praja Brahmarsi Sevatandasan Brahma Varsitan Brahmarsi Sevadase Sam Vivaite Brahma Varchasam Samudram Durgam Ashrita Pate Dashya Prajata Brahmarsi Sevitan Desan Samudram Durgam Ashriya Banhante Dashyava Praja Brahma Rishi by great Brahmin sages Sevitan graced Desan lands like Mathura Hitva abandoning Ete these Yadavas Brahma Varchasam where Brahminical principles are not observed. Samudram the ocean. Durgam a fortress. Ashritya taken shelter of. Banhante they cause trouble. Dashyava thieves. Praja to their subjects. Translation. These Yadavas have abandoned the holy lands inhabited by saintly sages and have instead taken shelter of a fortress in the sea, a place where no Brahminical principles are observed. There, just like thieves, they harass their subjects. Okay, so we repeat. These Yadavas have abandoned the holy lands inhabited by saintly sages and have instead taken shelter of a fortress in the sea, a place where no Brahminical principles are observed. There, just like thieves, they harass their subjects. So, purport. The words Brahmarsi, Sevatam, Desam, holy lands inhabited by sages, allude to the district of Mathura. Srila Prabhupada writes, Sisupal went crazy because of Krishna's being elected the supreme first worship person in the gathering. And he spoke so irresponsibly that it appeared that he had lost all his good fortune. So, Om Ganda Timaranda Shagananjana Shalakaya Chaksa Om Litamnena Tajmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I mean, we listen to reading Sisupal's insults, but typically you want to avoid that, get up and leave. But nobody's wants to leave Srimad Bhagavatam class because we know how the end plays out. And we'll talk about that a little bit. So let's read some of the Charya's commentaries and read the next verse. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He says that these dacoit Yadavas, without the luster of Brahman, have taken shelter of Dwarka, a fort in the ocean, and imprisoned their citizens there. That's some spin, isn't it? This is like when you spin something. So Sisupal's criticizing Krishna for building Dwarka, and he says the citizens are all in prison there. It's making this all up, basically, because of his hatred. This is how he sees his vision. This is his consciousness. The other meaning is leaving the land of Mathura, served by the Brahmasis, because they did not have protection. They took shelter of Dwarka in the ocean, which is effulgent like Brahman, with a fort. And they surpassed the unlawful persons, such as Sisupal, who have been born Jah with great power. It's completely two different spins on that. Jiva Goswami, the Yadavas have taken shelter in the sea, devoid of the Vedas, and act like thieves, plundering all properties. The real meaning is as follows. Someone might say, taking shelter of the sea, they are like Ravana. In response, the verse says that Ravana and others, not having come from Manu's line, are thieving descendants, Dashyava Praja, given up land served by Brahmarshis, taking shelter of the sea. Ravana and his descendants stop actions of the Brahmins or the Vedas, Brahma Varshanam. But why should the Yadavas stop the actions? They protect such activities. All right, so let's go to text 38. Sukadev Goswami continued. Bereft of all good fortune, Sisupal spoke these and other insults, but the Supreme Lord said nothing, just as a lion ignores a jackal's cry. It's kind of interesting because if someone's not a threat to you, you're not going to give them a whole lot of attention. You know, like if a fly's flying around, you might ignore it. But if it's a wasp flying all around, then you're going to stop and give it, a little more attention. So this is Krishna is like the lion, and Sisupal is like a jackal. The jackal is completely in fear of the lion. The lion has no fear of the jackal. There's no threat. And this is the reality of the situation. So Vishwanath comments that as a lion hears the howling of a jackal, Shiva Artram, Krishna listened to Sisupal without replying. The other meaning is Nrsimha Deva hears the praises spoken by Shiva and remains silent because there is no comparable auspicious reply. Krishna remains silent, hearing those praises, unintended, of course, from Sisupal. Jiva Goswami. Sisupal was more or less dead, Nashta Mangala. The phrase can also be taken as Anashta Mangala. He had some profound auspiciousness. He was actually an associate of the Lord. He was actually his cousin. Sisupal was actually related through family. He was now about to be reinstated. The 7th canto, Narada explains to Yudhishthira that his sins were destroyed by Krishna's chakra. Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, chapter 1, text 46. His sins were destroyed, but he was not destroyed. The 3rd canto describes Hiranyaksha's anger at the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.19.9. But it was explained that he did not have actual anger. He chastised the Lord. His chastising the Lord, described in 3rd canto, text chapter 18, text 9, is only imagination anger. The Lord acted in order to dispel the Devata's fear of the demon's words. Through it, though it is not mentioned, the Lord has no cause for anger. Therefore, the bad words of these two actually indicate another meaning. But to protect the pastime desired by the Lord, he made a show of the words that have another meaning. The negative meaning is taken for the words of the other demons, however, who are not associates of the Lord, because of their demoniac nature, but actually positive meaning was created by Saraswati, not by their intention. Externally, Sisyphus spoke inauspicious words, abhadrani. But the other meaning is he spoke words of which nothing could be more auspicious. The Lord did not speak. Externally, he acted as a great person, like a lion ignoring a jackal. The real meaning is that the Lord was silent because of his profound nature. Similarly, Narasingha was praised by Shiva. I mean, but the actual meaning here, meaning was created by Saraswati. Sometimes I have an experience, sometimes I'll say something intended to mean one thing, and then some other meaning will come across. Somebody will hear something else that I didn't intend to say it in that particular way. It doesn't take much. Sometimes you can get. And another example, a good example of this is when Lord Chaitanya the Digvijay came to Navadvip. He was a big pundit, extremely educated, and he would debate anybody he could. He'd challenge everybody because he wanted to be the most intellectually person. So he came to Navadvip. There was nobody really there. Every person he met, he was looking for a good challenger, and they said, well, the biggest challenger for you would be Lord Chaitanya, because he had defeated everybody there already in grammar. There's nobody there, and as a young boy, nobody could defeat him. And Lord Chaitanya or Nimai would go out and during the day with some of his students and just challenge anybody, his friends or whatever. He would just pick a fight, verbal fight, basically, intellectual fight, constantly. So he had a huge reputation. Nobody could defeat him. So when Digvijay came, he found this out, and he wanted to, challenge Nimai. He also heard he was a young boy, so he said, this has got to be easy. A young boy, I can. So when he spoke a bunch of verses, this happened one evening. Lord Chaitanya, they met. Lord Chaitanya's students were there. And he spoke a lot of verses about Ganga Devi. And Lord Chaitanya just sat there, never said anything, just quiet, and sat there. And after he's finished, he wanted a response. And then Lord Chaitanya said, well, if you don't get angry with me, there's a verse that, has many good qualities and has many faults in it. And the Digvijay was thinking, no, it was nothing. There's, everything I said was, thinking it was perfect. And then Lord Chaitanya quoted a verse. And he spoke for a long time. And he's thinking, well, how could he pick out one verse? Out of all the verses I spoke, he picked out this one verse and spoke it correctly, recited it correctly. And then he started to point out the faults in the verse and the grammar. So basically what happened was Digvijay was thinking, Saraswati entered my tongue and made me make these mistakes, because he was extremely favored by Saraswati. That's why he was able to achieve the amount of success, because he worshiped her and he got benedictions from his worship. He performed austerity. Particularly everybody does these, whether there's their worship of Lord Shiva or something. But he wanted knowledge. So anyway, he had a dream that night. Saraswati came to him in a dream and told him that this person that you challenged was none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this arrangement was made for him to meet him. This was a benediction. He kind of saw it at first was a kind of like an embarrassment. His big false ego was defeated, and he was like, deflated a little bit because he got beaten by a boy. But in reality, it was for his benefit. So there's a case here where Saraswati will enter into someone speaking and actually change the meaning of that. So we have, let me get my notes up here, and we, a couple of things I want to, kind of interesting, that comment that he says in 37, just as a lion ignores a jackal's cry, Rukmini was similarly used that analogy. The Brahmin, when she asked the Brahmin to go send a message to Krishna to come, and in the chapter 52 of the 10th canto, it ends up that message is ended, come to the end, text 39, she says to this messenger, "Therefore, my dear Lord, I have chosen you as my husband, and I surrender myself to you. Please come swiftly, O Almighty One, and make me your wife. My dear lotus-eyed Lord, let Sisupal never touch the hero's portion like a jackal stealing the property of a lion." So she gave that analogy to him, and so therefore Krishna's also conveying that same condition when dealing with Sisupal. And as we heard many stories, different people giving class, and there was a limit to how much, offenses that he was going to commit. I think the number was like 100. He would allow, his mother wanted some kind of boon, and he said, he would allow Sisupal 100 times. He wouldn't harm him, but he went, way over the line. So I kind of looked up and see how Prabhupada used Sisupal in his preaching and in his commentaries. And the folio has it about 493 times, almost 500, but most of those only twice in Bhagavad Gita, 160 times in Srimad Bhagavatam, and 12 times, and about 70 times. And then other were in like the folio house has a lot of other books, the glorifications, Prabhupada Vyas Puja offerings, so there's a lot of stuff that's not in there that's not really spoken by Prabhupada. But anyway, I picked out a few just to hear how Prabhupada referenced Sisupal, and things that we've heard before, but a reminder of our act. So 110:29 says, either remaining at home or leaving home, the real qualification of a pure devotee is to become wrapped in the thought of Krishna favorably. You can do it either one, unfavorably or favorably. You can do it two ways. Sisupal was unfavorable. Knowing well that Lord Krishna is the absolute personality of Godhead, Kamsa, Jarasandha, Sisupal, and other demons like them were also always wrapped in the thought of Lord Krishna. But they were absorbed in a different way, namely unfavorably, or thinking him to be a powerful man only. Therefore, demons like Kamsa and Sisupal are not on the same level as pure devotees like Vidura, the Pandavas, and Yadavas. Of course, Kamsa always thought of Krishna in fear. He thought, this person's going to kill me, even though he tried to get. Okay, so in the third canto, chapter 2, text 19, I just take parts of some of these purports. Sisupal insulted Lord Krishna, and he was finally killed by the Lord. But it was seen by everyone in the assembly that light flashed out of the body of the king of Chedi and merged into the body of Lord Krishna. That means that Chediraj achieved the salvation of attaining oneness with the Supreme, which is a perfection most desired by the Gyanis, Yogis, for which they execute their different types of transcendental activities. Because Gyanis, they want to merge in with the Lord. Third canto, chapter 2, text 20. Certainly others who were fighters on the battlefield of Kurukshetra were purified by the onslaught of Arjuna's arrows. This is kind of interesting. While seeing the lotus-like face of Krishna so pleasing to his eyes, they achieved the abode of the Lord. So Arjuna's killing, because Krishna's on the chariot driving the chariot, they actually see Krishna at the same time they're fighting with Arjuna. And because of their absorption and thinking about Krishna, they got benefit. So continue, annihilate, purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, appears in this world for two missionary purposes: to deliver the faithful and to annihilate the miscreants. But because the Lord is absolute, his two different kinds of actions, although apparently different, are ultimately one and the same. His annihilation of a person like Sisipal is as auspicious as his actions for the protection of the faithful. So the Lord really doesn't do anything inauspicious. All his activities are auspicious. They're for everyone's benefit. All the warriors who fought against Arjuna, but who were able to see the lotus face of the Lord on the battlefield, achieved the abode of the Lord exactly as the devotees of the Lord do. The words pleasing to their eyes of the seer are very significant. When the warriors on the other side of the battlefield saw Lord Krishna in front, they appreciated his beauty, and their dormant instinct of love of God was wakened. Sisipal saw the Lord also, but he saw him as his enemy, and his love was not awakened. Therefore, Sisipal achieved oneness with the Lord by merging into the impersonal glare of his body, called Brahmajyoti. Of course, Sisipal wasn't killed on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. He's killed in the assembly. And this happened before the battle of Kurukshetra, this event with the Rajasuya sacrifice. Okay, in 7.1, in the summary, 7th canto, chapter 1, the second question raised by Parikshit concerns how Sisipal, although inimical towards Krishna from his very childhood, always blaspheming him, attained salvation and oneness with Krishna when Krishna killed him. Sukadeva Goswami explains that because of their offenses at the feet of the devotees, the two attendants of Lord Vaikuntha, named Jaya and Vijaya, became Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, and Satyuga, Ravana and Kumbhakara, in the next yuga, Treta Yuga, and Sisupal and Dantavarka at the end of Dwapara Yuga. Because of their fruitive acts, Jaya and Vijaya agreed to become the Lord's enemies, and when killed, in that mentality they attained salvation and oneness. Thus, even if one thinks of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in envy, he attains salvation. What then to be said of devotees who are always eager in the Lord's service with love and faith? Surely they're going to get liberation and some type of liberation and enter into the Vaikuntha. Of course, now it was just mentioned that Sisipal was killed at the arena, then they did a sacrifice, and then Dantavarka is killed after the battle of Kurukshetra. He's actually the last demon, and then Jaya and Vijaya go back to Vaikuntha. Their punishment, so to speak, or the curse that was given to them by the four Kumars had ended at that point. After he kills Dantavarka, actually Krishna goes back to Vrindavan for 2 months. And the Gopal Champu, it talks about, at that point, he goes back to Dwarka, Vasudeva Krishna, but then Vrindavan stays in Vrindavan at that point. He stays there. And then at one point, they all go back to Vaikuntha, Goloka Vrindavan, all those devotees all the sadhakas who attained Krishna's association in Vrindavan, who became cowherd boys, gopis, his parents in some way, and the Nityasiddhas who came to assist. So you have both of those, and the Gopal Chandra talks about how all that's wound up at that point, and they all go back to Goloka Vrindavan. Now Krishna talks about how he manifests himself. This is kind of interesting because we know you go to Vrindavan, we don't see the Vrindavan that we read about. It's a huge amount of austerity. It's dusty. It's like, we used to have our vision is different because we don't have purified vision. We know that our eyes aren't anointed with love. So we don't see Vrindavan. Or Krishna has yet become visible to us. He hasn't manifested himself because of the same thing. When our eyes are anointed with love, then we will see. And similarly, the holy name is eternal. Krishna's holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That mantra is eternal. Even in the universes during the Kali Yuga, the 999 Kali Yugas that Lord Chaitanya doesn't come and Krishna doesn't come, the Mahamantra is still there. It acts in a little bit different way because it is Narayan who is the focused. But when Krishna comes, and then Lord Chaitanya comes, Lord Chaitanya reveals that holy name. And then he gives it away free. So just chanting, he purifies that chanting for us. And then all we have to do is just chant that mantra that he has given us, and he has purified it. Of course, it's called his causeless mercy because it has an effect that we can develop a relationship with Krishna, the personality of Krishna, the person Krishna, and then go to his abode. Extremely rare. So let's read from the Bhagavad Gita one more thing that Prabhupada said about Sisapal and that connection about revealing himself. Krishna says, Bhagavad Gita 7, chapter 25, I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them I am covered by my external potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and inexhaustible. Purport. It may be argued that since Krishna was visible to everyone when he was present on this earth, how can it be said that he was not manifest to everyone? Okay, he was there. Everybody saw him when he was here. But based on one's consciousness or piety, they perceive something different. Just like when Krishna entered the arena, and when he entered Mathura, and he entered the arena, different people saw him differently. The wrestler saw him as fear personified, right? Kamsa seen him as death, and his parents saw him, as the perfection of. So people have a different perception. But actually, he was not manifest to everyone. When Krishna was present there, only a few people could understand him to be the supreme personality of Godhead. In the assembly of Kurus, when Sisupal spoke against Krishna being elected president of the assembly, Bhishma supported him and proclaimed him to be the supreme personality of Godhead. Similarly, the Pandavas, and a few others knew that he was the supreme, but not everyone. He was not revealed to the non-devotees and the common man. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that but for his pure devotees, all men consider him to be like themselves. He was manifest only to his devotees as the reservoir of all pleasure. But to others, to unintelligent non-devotees, he was covered by his internal potency. In the prayers of Queen Kunti in Srimad Bhagavatam 1:8-19, it is said that the Lord is covered by the curtain of Yogamaya, and thus ordinary people cannot understand him. This Yogamaya curtain is also confirmed in the Ishopanishad, Mantra 15, in which the devotee prays, O my Lord, you are the maintainer of the entire universe, and devotional service to you is the highest religious principle. Therefore I pray that you will also maintain me, your transcendental form, your transcendental form is covered by Yogamaya. The Brahma Jyoti is the covering of the internal potency. May you kindly remove this glowing effulgence that impedes my seeing, your Sat Sit Ananda Vigraha. That's Brahma Samhita, 5th chapter, text 1. Your eternal form of bliss and knowledge. we mentioned up there about Arjuna on the battlefield. He's killing individuals. And these people who saw Krishna on the battlefield got liberation. So even Arjuna is there as the instrument. I was reading the other day in the Sanat Goswami's on the 10th canto, back in let me find it. Chapter 18, where Balaram kills Pralamba. So the text 32, the symbol Pralamba having been killed, the demigods felt extremely happy. They showered flower garlands upon Lord Balaram and praised the excellence of his deed. That's the last verse in that chapter where Balaram kills Pralambasura. Not only were the boys satisfied, the commentary, the Devatas were most blissful. Pralamba was sinful and causing violence to the world. He was completely killed. This means he attained liberation. Now, in that Sanat Goswami, his commentary, he also quoted Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, chapter 7, 34 and 35. He said, the demons headed by Pralamba, Danaka, Baka, Kesa, Arishta, the wrestlers, Charuna, Mustaka, Kulyavapita, Kamsa, Kalyavana, Narakasura, Pundraka, Salva, Davida, Balava, Dandavarkra, the 7 bulls, Sambra, Vidurath, and Rukmi, as well as those great warriors like Kamboja, Matsya, Kuru, Sringkaya, and Kekaya, will attain Svauja or Vaikuntha by the Lord, or through his instruments, Balaram, Arjuna, Bhima, and others. So these, of course, Balaram, when he kills Pralamba, also got liberation, not just Krishna. Krishna's doing it through his agents, and we just read how Arjuna's killing these soldiers on the battlefield, but they're also, Arjuna's killing it, but he's also they're getting liberated. So, of course, Bhima, too. We know the famous, just read the battle where Jarasandha, Bhima killed him. He ripped him apart. And he also got liberation. Even though Krishna didn't kill him, his instrument killed him. So, this obsession, there's we got different types of obsessions. You have 2 main ones we see here, that either we can love Krishna or we can hate Krishna or be envious of Krishna. 2 different types. And then people become obsessed with one of the others. Of course, we have many things in our life that we are obsessed with, or many things that cause us to become attached. And of course, love is one, hate, there's love and hate, or love or lust. These things develop deep attachments. Say family is one of the biggest examples, because you have a huge attachment, and then when you have children, that knot, it's described as a knot, becomes tighter and tighter. And we have a situation where you have hate. When you hate something very bad, you're also obsessed with that. Whatever it is you're hating, that takes up your mind, your consciousness. And when we're trying to develop Krishna consciousness, right, it's a battle. So we have this struggle for existence. We have this term all the time. We hear it as Krishna consciousness. But the other day I was thinking, well, like me, I have the struggle for non-existence, because I want to stop the existence, but this is a struggle at times. Times it's very easy. It's very easy. Sometimes it could be a struggle. So the struggle for non-existence is there. So, but what I see even in devotees as hatred is even when they get addicted to like news. I saw this when Trump came on the scene about 10 years ago or 12 years ago when he first got elected. We saw like a lot of senior devotees, they just obsessed with their hatred with Trump. They came out of the woodwork. And you even see it on their Facebook post. They would actually talk about it. And this is a huge negative thing. You're absorbing your consciousness. You're becoming Trump conscious instead of Krishna conscious. It's a negative thing. It's still going on, yeah. Bhakti-Vikas Swami, when he comes to America, he said one of the senior devotees, all they want to do is talk about politics. He finds that when they come, he just, Okay, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga.
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Enam Kanvandam Maravindanalayatasham Varhavatam Samasitam Buddhasundarangam Kandar Agom Vidamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakalen Priya Priti Manti Vasyanti Panti Kayanti Chiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami 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 Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate Damodara Rati Vadana Veshe Hari Niskuta Vrinda Vipineshe Padana Veshe Hari Niskuta Vrinda Vipineshe Damodara Rati Vadana Veshe Hari Niskuta Vrinda Vipineshe Rati Vadana Veshe Hari Niskuta Vrinda Vipineshe Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Jayate Vishabhanu Dadi Navashashileke Lalita Saki Guna Ramita Vishake Dadi Navashashileke Lita Saki Guna Ramita Vishake Vishabhanu Dadi Navashashileke Lalita Saki Guna Ramita Vishake Lalita Saki Guna Ramita Vishake Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate Karunam Kurmai Karunam Padite Sanaka Sanatana Vanita Charite Kurmai Karunam Padite Sanaka Sanatana Vanita Charite Karunam Kurmai Karunam Padite Sanaka Sanatana Panita Charite Kurmai Karuna Varite Sanaka Sanatana Panita Charite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate Gokula Tarundi Mandala Mahite Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Shri Radhe Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Shri Jaya Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. O Radha, all glories unto you, all glories unto you, beloved of Madhava, object of worship for all the young girls of Gokula. You dress yourself in such a way as to increase Lord Damodar's love and attachment for you. You are the controller of Vrindavan, the pleasure groves of Lord Hari. You are a new moon arisen from the ocean of King Vrishabhanu. You are the friend of Lalita, and your wonderful qualities, friendliness, kindness, and faithfulness to Krishna, endear you to Vishaka. You are an ocean of compassion, and your divine characteristics are described by the four Kumaras, Sanaka, Sanatana, Sananda, and Sanat Kumara. O Radha, please be merciful unto me. Srila Rupa Goswami ki jai. Cheto darpana marjanam baba madhavagni nirvapanam Sreya Kairavya Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipanam Purnam Diswadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatran Pita Niyamita Smarane Nakala Etadrisita Vakripan Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaeva Midrishamiha Janina Nuragaha Trinadapi Sunichena Tarurapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Va Jagadishakamaye Mama Janmani Janmanishvare Bhavatad Bhaktairatuki Twai Ainandan Tanuja Kinkaram Patitamam Vishame Bhavam Buddho Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Stita Dhuli Sidrishtin Vinchintaya Nayanam Garutaraya Vadvad Gadgara Rudargira Pulakar Nichitam Bapukadam Tamamahame Bhavishyati Yugayitam Nimeshena Chakshusha Pravishayitam Sunyayitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahename Ashli Shava Pararatam Pinastumam Adarshana Marmahatam Karutova Yatatava Vidata Dulampato Mat Prananastastu Saevana Para. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years, and it extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings. And thus you have hundreds and millions of names, like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respects to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up? And when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so, even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Shri Shikshastika ki jai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Harinama Mahamantra ki jai. Thank you, Mother Chaitanya, for dressing so lavishly and brilliantly on Red Day. I always look very relaxed and elegant on Mondays. Very sweet. And thank you, Sundari Radha and Dai Radhika, for cooking nice breakfast. And also thank you to Santosh Das for taking care of Giriraj and the assembled devotees for making the morning program such a delightful experience every single day. It's amazing how, just a few people coming together, singing and reading, just brings so much joy and solace to the heart, actually. So thank you, everyone, for being present and holding it down for Krishna and for Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.